Will there be a new pandemic in 2026?
The general word Ebola is just funny. And everyone's like, ooh, I can make like $30 on this. How are you going to collect if you got the hantavirus?
Make it pop. Make It Pop, which is our pop culture segment. We talk about all the trending bets in pop culture. There's a new Jackass movie, Jackass Best Last. And there is action on what the Rotten Tomatoes score for Jackass Best and Last will be. So the market is currently predicting it to level out at around 66%. There's a lot of confidence that it'll be above 55%. Confidence sort of wanes in the 70 to 75%. But let me ask you this, without looking anything up, if I was to ask you, what do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score was for the last Jackass movie, Jackass Forever? What would your best guess be?
Okay, that's tough. I'm glad you brought this up because that was going to be my next question. What were the scores on the other ones? It's weird. I think my perception is warped. I'm a little biased here because I think that I grew up in a time where, we grew up in that time where when Jackass first came out, it was big,
Yes.
I come from that time where I had my friends pushing me in a shopping cart through the grocery store, you know what I mean? Into a curve to flip into a bush. We were doing, I think at one point we were calling ourselves the Little Donkeys, and that was our version.
So you had to me Jackass crew.
Literally, yeah. We had our version of it. We would run into poles. We would fake fight each other, by at a crosswalk basically, and cars would pull over, and that was our version of it. I mean, we were throwing. I grew up in Orange County, and there was a lot of shenanigans going on.
All right, we'll say all that to say. What are you giving the percentage on Jackass Forever?
Yeah, Jackass Forever. I mean, I would give it a high, mid to high 80s. I feel like people love I feel like people really like those movies. I would give it
you nailed it. You nailed it. Jackass Forever received 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I was shocked because if you just go down the list and look at some of the other movies, 86% is higher than Seven, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Gran Torino, Major League, absolutely classic movies. Jackass beat the score. So let me ask you this, with respect to Jackass Best and Last and whatever the Rotten Tomatoes score settles at, how much does Rotten Tomatoes even mean to you? Do you care what the Rotten Tomatoes score is when you're considering whether or not you're going to go see a movie?
No, I don't really look at it. I mean, there's part of me though that I do like when I see a bad movie and then I'm reaffirmed. I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes and then see that everyone was shitting on it, and then I'm like, all right, that feels good because now you
like the validation of agreeing with a bad Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah. But then there's plenty of times where you hear about something not getting a great score and then you go and watch. I mean, there's probably so many people that are outraged by the fact that Jackass has an 86, whereas their favorite film noir has a 32%. I mean, not even film noir. I was looking, there's some great popcorn. Con Air was 59%. Man on Fire was 39%. My beloved Man on Fire was what?
Yeah, Man on Fire was 39%. Joe Dirt was 9%.
Actually, that's fair on Joe Dirt. It's a cult classic, but I get it. I do understand. It is one of my favorite movies, but I do get that. Yeah, that's funny, man. I do think that Jackass kind of transcends, and I think that the older we've got, I think the more people have started to appreciate those guys. They're no longer these figures of jackasses where it's they're just these dumbass guys who are doing stupid stunts. It's so ingrained in the culture that they're looked at as almost these sports figures who are about to retire, and everyone's you know what I mean?
It's hilarious that you hold the Jackass guys with such reverence. You're Jackass almost transcends, because one of the things I was going to say is it's almost ridiculous to even apply art criticism to Jackass, because there will be people like you that grew up in Orange County that were part of the Little Donkeys that will literally try to justify the artistic arc of Jackass. Well, in the first one, it was mostly bodily harm. Jackass 2 was like vomit and poop. Jackass 3, they dabbled in homoerotica, but in this final piece de resistance, they really culminate and bring everything together. It's like we're talking about Jackass. What do you mean people are appreciating the body of their work as if they're athletes?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I that's just how I feel, and I think a lot of people feel that way too. And like even older generations, like my dad and stuff, like he was a little, hesitant going into it, and then it's like, after like the second movie, I think everyone kind of got on board, and now I feel like people look at Johnny Knoxville. And, it is like his like last tour, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like they look at him like this, I don't know, this figure that almost people look up to in a sense, where we're like, oh, this was such a massive part of like our childhood and our upbringing, and it's like coming to an end.
I do think it would also be funny if for the final Jackass, for their final prank, they went Andy Kaufman style, and the big joke was actually going very sincere and serious. For Where it was actually just Knoxville and Steve-O having like a fireside chat about sobriety, and they're like, haha, gotcha.
Or it's just the Impractical Jokers. It's like, everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, Sal. It was Sal all along. Johnny Knoxville and Sal. You know what's funny though? Did you ever meet any of the Jackass guys in real life?
Let me think. I think I've been in rooms with Steve-O because he does, stand up, but other than that, no, I don't think so.
I had the perfect Jackass encounter. When I was in high school, I used to scoop ice cream at an ice cream shop in Denver, Colorado, which was an amazing job for a stoner because in the wintertime, no one comes to get ice cream. So we would just get baked and scoop ice cream. Chris Pontius from Party Boy from the Wild. And of course, I'm high out of my mind, and I ask him for an autograph, and he literally signed it, "Condoms are for pussies, Chris Pontius." And it's like, that's the encounter you want from a Jackass when you're in high school.
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Okay, so that being said, let me ask you, will Jackass clear the Rotten Tomatoes score of 75%, yes or no?
Yes, 100%, no doubt in my mind.
Wow, that is okay. That is not even a doubt.
No doubt. There's no doubt in my mind, especially if the last one got 86. Like, I think this next one's gonna get high 80s to low 90s, especially because everyone knows like this is the last one. I think it's I think it's gonna exceed even the last one.
Gonna inflate this. All right. Well, listen, I'm not here to give anyone any particular financial advice, but I will say you could get a great return on your money if you really think it's dipping into the 90s. That's a low percentage bet on the prediction market. So if you want to take that action, you could get a great return on that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.